Hey guys, it's Chris with Trading Games. First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for all the feedback that we've been receiving. We have a lot of people on the channel, on our videos, and same within the store coming in saying they're watching, they're following. It's just really great and we really appreciate it. Both me and Jason really like doing these videos and we're gonna just keep doing it. So last week we asked for some suggestions of some stuff that you wanted to see, and there was one that I particularly saw that I kind of wanted to do something along those lines anyway. So that's just kind of what I'm gonna do today. First and foremost, the original question was, could we touch on what games or systems do we think are going to see like increased prices in the future? We have kind of touched on that. We did a video maybe about a month and a half ago at this point, where we kind of talked about the review of 2020 and how the systems have gone up. So you should definitely go back and watch that video because there's like a lot more detailed information in that one. But for me personally, I've been kind of buying for honestly about the past 2 years when I'm out and about, the things that I think will appreciate over time, if you will. I work in a video game store, obviously, right? So I look at thousands of video games a month. So usually the way that I kind of approach it is if it's things that I don't normally see coming in standard trades, when I'm looking at a spine at other stores or flea markets, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of that stuff, obviously. I haven't gotten to go to a flea market in a year and a half now, but whenever I'm just out sourcing, basically, this is just kind of how I do it. I'm always looking. If it's something that I'm unfamiliar with, that's usually a good sign to me. So I basically just have a tub full of games that I've just kind of purchased over the past year or two for things like 360, OG Xbox, Wii, and so on and so forth. And I just kind of throw them in the tub in a set and forget kind of mentality. I did want to really quickly touch up on, last week's Heritage auction, because it does kind of coincide with some of this of what I'm talking about. Something that I love about some of the content that we do, I do feel like we have a fairly good understanding of what I'd like to say both sides of the coin. So I definitely understand what's been going on with the Heritage market and the desired games there. But we have a lot of customers that might not necessarily be super into WATA or Heritage or anything like that. But there's some things that I'd really love to point out. The games that you would normally consider rare in this video game collecting hobby, there's some of them that are going for really, really good prices right now on Heritage. So I'm just going to point out like 3 specific ones. There was an Era the Acrobat 2 that sold for like $140. CIB, not sealed, but I mean that's like a $200 complete game all day long, and that was 8.5 on a graded copy for CIB. 8.5 is really high, so like it's a really mint copy of that game, and it went for a very, very good price is how I'm going to word this. Same thing, there was like a Chippendales 2. If you've been collecting a long time, you know how hard that game is to find. Again, it was only a 6.5, but like when I say only a 6.5, if you really don't look at these that much, a 6.5 is going to be like most of what you're going to see in a standard person's collection, right? So like a 6.5 is like a nice CIB copy. It's not even beat up. And I think that one went for like $360. I might be a little off on that number, so I apologize. But under $400 for Chippendales 2. The week prior, Chippendales 1 went for $600, so that should say enough. That game's about $700 complete. And the last one I wanted to point out was just a Gotcha Force. It was an 8.5B, so it was still sealed. It's Gotcha Force, and it did $450. And those are prices all after buyer's premium. So I highly encourage you to kind of start looking on Heritage if you're even looking for the rare stuff. This might not 100% be what you're interested in, but there's some really, really good deals. So it's definitely worth looking into. And so again, that kind of coincides with what I'm talking about today. So this is stuff that I just find to be relatively uncommon, or things that I found that might just interest me in general. So I'm just gonna start talking about some of them. This is not like a hidden gems video or anything like that. This is quite literally just gonna kind of be a little bit of a rapid fire what's in the box video. So we have a Fatal Frame on the OG Xbox. This is cubed, E for extra time, but the main reason I got this is because it has an HD remaster of Rez, which is a really popular Dreamcast game and PS2 title. This is something I never see this game really out and about, and this is Blackstone, Magic, and Steel for the OG Xbox. Your location's obviously going to be very dependent on where you are. So there might be titles here that I don't see in my area very often, that you have tons of copies available to you at your local store. So this is just my perception of it. This just me kind of sharing a little bit into my inventory or what I've been putting away. I'm having more fun collecting 360 and Xbox than like anything, and I'm using the term collect loosely because I am just kind of putting this away for just cuz. It's the best way I can put that. But it's just been a lot of fun. So Death Smiles, which is a really awesome shmup on the 360. I actually beat that on Halloween with a buddy. Another Death Smiles. This is Knight's Contract. Supreme Commander 2. A lot of times I buy these titles based on publisher, Square Enix. It was $5. Most of these games that are in this tub I'm getting for under what I already consider their current retail value to be. A lot of times it's on like a buy three get one special, or I have trading credit at other places and things like that, so it really helps lower that down even more. I also, before Family Video went out of business, I cleaned out almost every Family Video within the 3 states close to me. So like Illinois, Missouri, and I even was in Kansas, just cleaning out Family Video before they announced it, because it's some really, really good last-gen games. I was trying to be future-sighted, and GameStop is completely done with this, and so I was just trying to kind of be the person that's cleaning these places out, kind of like if you were trying to get all the NES games from Funkoland in the past, right? So I was just trying to be ahead of the curve. Terminator Salvation. It's probably my personal favorite game to play in this box. That's Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Have multiple copies of some of these games. Some are in my personal collection. Again, this is just a set and forget tub. Zack and Wiki. Really, really awesome game. Only about $10 right now. I really see it has a lot of room to grow. Rumble Roses XX. You can even still see the Family Video stickers on here. Steak Fortune Fighter. Steak Fortune Fighter. Konami Classics Volume 1. This actually has Symphony of the Night for 360 on it. You never hear anyone talk about this game. I never see this game out and about. Again, it's Symphony of the Night on the 360. There's a lot of people that don't even know that exists. Survival Horror, The Suffering, Battle Fantasia, fighting game. Kai Katana, I have high hopes for this game down the road. It's only about a $40 game right now. It's pretty darn uncommon, and it's a shmup. I'm not a big shmup fan personally. You might unsubscribe now that I just said that. They're just not really for me, but again, it's, you know, this box is kind of a judge a book by its cover, unfortunately, but I have a lot of friends that I recommended the game to based on blind speculation, and they all seem to really like it. So, Obscure the Aftermath. Cursed Mountain, survival horror game on the Wii, under $10. That's a great pickup for being future-sighted. NFL Head Coach, I've probably personally sold about 10 to 15 copies of this game. Just recently, I think I sold it for $70 on eBay with no manual and a Blockbuster sticker on the disc, and it sold in less than 24 hours. So that's a game constantly fluctuates that you'll find for like $5 at many places. X-Blades. This might be the only PS2 game in this box. I have a lot more tubs, but this is one that I've been putting away. I had a buddy that's going for a full PS2 run, and he said this game was like obnoxiously hard for him to find, so he was looking through my stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna sell it then, I'm gonna put it aside. And that's Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja 4, specifically. This is just some cool GameStop, store display that I found at a Savers. It had a Wii Sports in it, so like, hey, $20 Wii Sports, and it's a cool cover. Resonance of Fate, made by Sega. Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Silent Hill Shattered Memories. You've seen how much the PS2 copy has skyrocketed. That's actually a port of this game. So, and this one keeps climbing up right now a lot too. BlazBlue. I'm also just a 2D fighter fan, so some of this stuff mixed in with that. Saw 2, that game is pretty hard to come by. The Cursed Crusade, basically, just because it's Atlas. Gundam Dynasty Warriors 2. The Cold Step Saga. Magna Carta 2. I want to say I had a $5 off coupon at GameStop, so I got this game for $2. Definitely can't beat that. It's a really nice copy too. It's complete. Divinity, yet again, another Atlas title. I'm a big Atlas, Xseed, and NIS fan, so I pick up a lot of those when I find them. The Last Remnant. Still Life. I don't know, this one just had a cool cover to me. I know nothing about it. If you know something about it, maybe educate me, and I'll take any education on a lot of these. I'm not even going to pretend and tell you I've played all of these games. I haven't, okay? Kotor. Can't go wrong with Kotor. If you look at the prices on this one, it's really shot up lately. This is Arx Fatalis. This is actually one of the most expensive OG Xbox games, so I want to say it's probably in like the top 5. I just found it for $30 recently. Actually, shout out to my friend Dave. I know you watch our videos sometimes. My friend Dave found this and he let me buy it, so thank you for that. No manual, so if you have a manual for Spike Out, I'll buy it. I need it. I'm not allowed to talk about this game. It's Bit Trip Complete. This one's pretty cool. It actually comes with like a pretty cool soundtrack. I actually collect video game music, so I'm a sucker for anything that has a soundtrack in it. What else we got? Blade Storm. Lords of Shadow 2. Galleon by Atlas. Tales of Vesperia. Almost done. Don't got too much more for you guys. I think at that point we're pretty much done with the 360. I have a few more. Bullet Witch. Shadows of the Dam. I have probably moved through 10 to 15 copies of this game personally. This is Suda 51, same person that did No More Heroes. I highly recommend you pick it up if you see it for cheap. It's about 40 to $50 right now. Deadly Premonition. Alright, that's 360. I don't have too many Vita games because I don't find them too often, but especially now with the store closing soon. Conception 2 and Fate Excello. If it's anime or something like that, I buy it. Victorious Boxers, that's an Xseed game. It's a pretty uncommon game. I had a Wii kiosk, so I got really into Wii collecting for a while. I got rid of the Wii kiosk now, so that drive has kind of simmered itself down. But that's where we're at. Tornado Outbreak, one of the Atelier games. I will say, to kind of answer the question, I really believe in 360. I really, really believe in Wii. I think it's the last retro console. I could do a whole video just talking about why I believe in the collectability of Wii, so I'll probably save that for another time. What I am kind of losing my faith in, though, is PS3, and I only feel that way, so like this is a good example, Witch of the Hundred Knight. The PS3 has gotten a lot of PS4 remasters, and so I don't know if like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whenever, if it's still going to... Would you rather have a nicer remastered copy of a game that like fixed bugs and things like that, or I just don't think there's going to be that many people that are going to be like super nostalgic for that copy of the PS3 they popped it in. I think a lot of those remasters are going to be what people want more, so I've slowed down a lot on PS3. I don't pick up too much, except for the fighting game stuff that I personally really like. Quantum Theory, Blades of Time, Konami, weird one you don't see too often. Sora's Wrath, and another one, Capcom. And then Afro Samurai. So, got quite a bunch of PS4 stuff that, again, I was trying to buy off shelves before they aren't there. Chromea. Redout. Duskover. Samurai Showdown. Sword Art Online. I am a little bit of a weeb. I do love Sword Art. Genso Wanderer Reloaded. Omega Quintet. This one I thought looked pretty cool the other day. Gallic the Void and Skull Shogun. I love little indie titles, especially grabbing physical copies. This is a Trails of Cold Steel Special Edition for Vita, like I said. Especially now, guys. So if you see Vita, get it. The store's closing. The physical stuff is just going to get that much better. Helmet. Risk of Rain 2. Unbox. Newbie's Adventure. I think I just thought that was funny. Another BlazBlue. Another Genso Wanderer. Zionic. Cloudin returns. This is Sengoku. Metal Wolf XD. Which this is one of the Yakuza Kiwami Steelbook. Yakuza 6. Horizon Chase Turbo. J-Stars Ultra. We're down to like the last 2 or 3 guys. God of War Future Past. This is a good PS3 one, Folklore. I haven't seen a remaster of it yet. It's a pretty cool one. Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. Another Lords of Shadow. And Tales of Zestiria. And then the last game I wanted to show off, I thought I put it at the bottom of the pile here. I don't know where I put it, so I apologize. So I'm just going to tell you, it's Cyberbike for the Wii. That's the game that I speculate on personally more than any other game. I think it's probably one of the rarest Wii games you're going to find. It just a little bit of history on that one. It's kind of like the Exertainment Bike. It was on like a home shopping network. Because of that, GameStop was never allowed to take it into its system, so you never see it at GameStop. If you go on eBay right now, you're probably not even going to see one copy. There's tons of PAL region copies on there, but it's kind of one of those questions that we talk about like it's something really rare, right? So if I talk about Hagane on Super Nintendo, game's like $800 loose, but there's like 40 copies that you can go buy. Cyberbike is pretty darn hard to track down. So again, I did a lot of Wii research when I had my kiosk. So that's the game that I believe in the most long term that's still under $100. So hopefully you guys thought this is kind of a fun video. Honestly, it's just kind of trying to give a layer of transparency. Like this is all in my basement right now in this tub. This is some of the kind of stuff that I like. I have way more than just this, but I just thought it would be fun for you guys to kind of see some of this stuff. I still love trying to go out and find things. I can't wait till it's a little bit more accessible for everyone and everyone is happy and healthy and able to, you know, hunt till their heart's desires. But hopefully you liked it. Again, thanks so much for watching and just continuing to tune in. We really, really do appreciate it. We love talking about video games on every spectrum of the coin, from the crazy stuff that's going on with Heritage and WATA and these like record-breaking prices to the random fact that, oh man, this Afro Samurai had the slip sleeve. You know, it's just really, really fun. We're really passionate about it, and thanks for watching. Hi! Hey, look! There's the Cyberbike. It was on the bottom of the pile. So, yeah, I'll be transparent and say I own 3 copies of this right now. 2 complete, this one not complete, but this one even has the manual for the actual Cyberbike.
It's all he ever talks about.
I talk about Cyberbike a lot. And again, I'm not pumping. This is just what I have. So.